Hello and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. It's Friday the 18th of December. It's 8:15, which is really late for me this week. And my mirror's decided it's not going to fold out again. In, go out. No, that's not right either. That's better. We're all good now. So, yes, it's been another crippling week, to be honest. Mega busy. And, of course, short of staff again. So, I was in at 6:30 Monday, so I could get a head start at invoicing orders. In at 6:30 Tuesday to kick the roasters off. Actually had the 30 kilo and the 5 kilo both running, and just setting off batches between them. The trick is, of course, that you need to phase them, so you progress one so far through, then set the next one off on the other roaster, because the midpoint of the roasts of the 14 minutes, there isn't a great deal happening, so you don't have to be too worried. But of course, when you get to the end of the roasts, timing is critical. Every second it's in too long can completely change the darkness taste of the coffee. So it's really important that you've not got two of them completing a roast at exactly the same time, because you can't possibly check two roasters to see how dark both coffees are. And you would end up just burning one lot, however way around you do it. So yeah, it has to be phased, so setting one off while another's midway through, so then that one is finishing while the new one you set off is halfway through again. And then
warning, K-band radar, check speed.
You just keep on going warning, like that, really.
Limit 30 miles per hour.
Went through about 12 different coffees between the two roasters, which is a heck of a lot of coffee. And it's been flying out. I had loads more retail packs. I've been roasting on the small roaster again on Wednesday and Thursday, just while packing. Of course, it's going to get a little bit tricky now with the run up to Christmas, because I don't want to be doing massive amounts in the 30 kilo and then have it stuck for the shutdown between Christmas and New Year, because a week today, on the 24th, on the 24th, we will close on Christmas Eve until the 4th of January. That's where I knew I got 4th from somewhere. 4th of January. So there will be a week break. Although eBay and Amazon will never sleep, so I'll still be trying to catch up or keep up with those, because there'll be too much of a backlog if we leave them running away. So yeah. It's just been full on all week. Too many retail packs. Really, that's what soaks time, and is just very sort of annoying and frustrating, especially ground retail packs. The ground coffee just gets everywhere. Just because you know, the grinder itself is obviously spinning, and that creates like an electromagnetic field, a static, and then all the little tiny flaky bits of coffee and chaff and whatever else just like want to attract themselves to everything that's staticky for some reason. Yeah, it just ends up, there's loads of mess, and all the retail packs are covered in coffee, so I've got to try and clean them off, and there's coffee here, there and everywhere. But we shall see. how we get on. No movement from Tier 3 for Yorkshire, which isn't really a surprise. I said London has been dragged kicking and screaming into Tier 3 from Tier 2, so they can no more enjoy a substantial meal with a pint in the pub. And of course, many again will say it's a death knell for all the restaurants and pubs and everywhere else that they're going to be getting no business. Oh, I need a refreshing drink. Got a dry mouth today. You bloody know. Any day, normally, it would be sat there ages. Oh, hello.
Warning, K-band, radar, check speed.
The one day you go for a refreshing drink and the lights change. It's typical. Bins days everywhere. Our bins out today. Rubbish bins, but they might not empty the rubbish over Christmas. But I mean, full enough, it's recycling next week, and then the week after bins again, which would be for New Year. So I can't see it's going to affect us actually. But you never really know with that sort of thing. So other things that's happening, Hive blockchain, all sorts going up, down, left and right, having all sorts of issues with Hive Mind again. Just decided to crash, quite annoyingly, but then later I discovered that it was common to all of them. It was some bug, and you had to do something. So I set off the database upgrade before I even found that out, because I thought that might help. The trouble is that takes forever. Then I decided to set up a new one on my account history witness. So that is currently unpacking itself, and it's apparently soaking up so much of the resources of the full account history node. My account history server is currently not happy. Well, it's just doing nothing at the moment. It's got a lock on, so that's a bit of a problem, because that takes the node out completely. I could, if I fancied, well, no, I've got coming up a secondary account history node, which I was going to wait to do all this until that was running, so I had a spare, knowing that this lock-off thing would happen. But seeing as mine collapsed completely yesterday, well, my main running one, I thought, oh well, I'll chance it. But no, it's just evidently the demand of unpacking what amounts to 650 gigabytes worth of database is a bit of a strain, it appears. So not really sure how we're going to solve that one at the moment. So that's the problem, and we've got HiveFest. So the virtual Hive meetup is tonight and tomorrow night, I believe. I'm a bit flummoxed because I thought it was starting at 5, which would have been pretty fine. But then looking in the VR thing for it yesterday, it said it starts 3 PM. But I don't know if that's like a pre-event opening or whatever. Anyway, I won't be there for that. But I was setting up last night. So I logged into it all last weekend. But what I really want to do, you can do a desktop experience, or you can do it in VR, because VR is the more geeky thing to do, isn't it? So I wanted to get the boys' old Oculus set up in VR, so I could use that, Occulus Rift. my first plan was I'll use the MacBook Pro, boot camper Windows partition, no problem. Get all that set up. Did have to do some graphics drivers tweaking with bootcampdrivers.net or something, whatever it was, that had all the bootcamp optimized drivers and things for Windows 10. So got all the graphics up, got logged into it, got the Altspacevr in desktop mode running fine, got my account all set up, and then tried to set up the Oculus, and I got various USB-C connectors, so I had enough USB 3 ports for the 2 sensors and the headset, and I'd got the USB-C to HDMI.
Warning, risk zone, speed limit, 30 miles per hour.
Hooked all that up, but although the Oculus went through everything, once you got to the headset bit, nothing actually appeared in the headset. It just didn't seem to be outputting the HDMI, which was annoying. I kind of expected it, because pretty much everything says that a MacBook Pro with the discrete on-board graphics aren't powerful enough to run VR. I mean, although it does have a GPU, it's a trimmed down thing on the motherboard. It's not like it's a standalone graphics card. So faffed around with it a bit, but I kind of realised it could be the USB to HDMI I got wasn't good enough, and I needed one that would allow full output rather than just display mirroring. So it definitely works. I can plug it into the TV and just see the desktop, so no problem there. But I say I got to the point I was like, it's probably, even if I didn't manage to get it work, it's gonna be all laggy and horrible, and it would probably involve purchasing many HDMI to USB-C adapters until I found one that would actually work. So in the end I gave up on that plan. It seemed like it was going to be too much effort if it wasn't going to work easily, then because it probably wasn't going to work very well either. So next plan was to hunt for a second-hand gaming PC, see if someone was selling one locally on eBay, and just pick up the minimum specs possible for the best price, just so I had a box to run the VR with. Because he's replacing, he's getting for Christmas his Valve Index that he wants. So the Oculus will be free, and I'd quite like to make use of. There's quite a lot of good games he's got that I'd like to play, and I never get the chance. I never get a chance to go near his gaming PC, because if he's not VRing, he's Discording and playing whatever with his gaming buddies. So I thought, get something just capable of running the VR at relatively low cost. So hunted about, found plenty of people selling old gaming rigs that might just about be, but it's finding the right sort of price range, because quite a lot of people still want quite a reasonable chunk of cash, but they've also probably got a little bit more spec than I needed anyway. So loads of hunting about, trying to find different ones, and in the end I found a PC recycler company that refurbishes, rebuilds and re-puts out, and they've got a really nice little box, square box. It's a mini ITX case, Cooler Master, which Cooler Master was a really good brand. I don't know if they still are or not, but I remember them back in the day, Cooler Master. GTX 1050, 2GB of RAM graphics card, 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's an i5. Can't remember what the other bit of the processor is, but it's pretty beefy processor. 250 gigabyte SSD for boot, 1 terabyte hard disk for storage. And that was coming in at a lovely, well, very reasonable price of £200. And the GTX 1050 graphics card itself can go for, in some cases, nearly that, without all the other bits. So I was like, it seems a pretty good deal, really, compared to everything else I've been looking at. And it's sort of brand new setup, Windows 10, actually fully installed and paid for as well. So licensed copy of Windows 10. Might be the first licensed copy of Windows 10 I've got, actually. Because you can run it and just not pay for the license and just run it unactivated, and you limit some features that nobody needs anyway. So yeah, ordered that. Came the next day UPS, which I thought was great. Got it all set up with remote desktop software, because I didn't want to be having a screen and keyboard and mouse with it. So I can just log in from the MacBook and do whatever I need to it with it just sat wherever I can fit it, really. Just as long as I plug it in and connect an Ethernet cable, then I'm good to go. So hooked all that up last night, and it does indeed play VR fine. Got into the Altspacevr, went through all the tutorial thing.
K-band radar
All
checks.
working great. The Oculus thing has a little nag that it's not quite meeting the minimum specs for VR, but it ran what I wanted it to do fine. So I'm like, well, it's not a huge issue. Some of the heavier graphics intense titles, maybe then it just will not work, or it'll just lag out and things. But for Altspacevr, for HiveFest, it's going to be fine. So hopefully she'll get today dispatched relatively quickly, and then I can get back and not miss too much of whatever HiveFest starts. Not really sure how long it goes on for. It said 3 till 3 on my thing. Obviously the times vary. See, in America, I think it's starting at 11 AM. So 11 AM maybe till 11 PM, 12 hours that way, and 3 to 3 UK. Time zone, so annoying. So let's get us on. I've just put that away. I'm going to need that. Get ourselves away, and then yeah. Right, I can't do that. Alright, so let's just find Mr. Nellis, do his words of wisdom, and then continue with the busy day. Right, Mr. Nellis says, crikey, a lot of things, really. My things to talk about on your vlog. Which primary school did you go to, as I've been to London Dean's School, and I once linked a photo of me when I was there about 3 weeks ago. Missed it, to be honest, Mr. Nice. Me, as I've been to Pudsey Park on Monday afternoon, and I wrapped up warm there as my grandma and granddad I'll get me a scarf for Christmas. Lovely. Oh, that'll keep you nice and warm. Me and my sister called Sarah, as she used to play Street Fighter 2 as children. Oh, yeah, I remember that back in the day. How's your dad? Okay. We can't believe that it's been nearly 39 weeks of lockdown. I mean 40 weeks of lockdown, not nearly 39 weeks of lockdown. And it is in the morning, Richard, yes. So, there you are. Many things to do. So, have a good week next week. Nearly Christmas, it's getting there. And I'll catch you in next week's coffee vlog. See ya.